Hello, my loves. This is Jenny from Burning Times Tarot here with your September reading. I was hoping to be back at my lovely table, but I have to reorganize it, and there's just not enough hours in the day, and I don't have the energy. So I'm still doing another reading on my bed. So what I'm going to do is pull a card. So we're going to do love, work, and family/friendships, and get clarifiers as we need to, and then we're going to get a couple of oracle cards and see what songs come out during the reading as well. And I think that will be it. But I have been tranced out since this afternoon, so I have a feeling this one's going to be, there's going to be a lot coming through. Also, that's right, I'm going to start out with channeled messages. So depending on what pile you picked, you will find the timestamps in the description box. So, if you picked the feather, hello, pile 1. You picked this feather, which I found. Where did I find this one? Is this one from the... So, we're going to start with some channel messages for you. I'm getting that some of you lost a pet recently, and if you have, I'm really, really sorry. I know how painful that is. I'm hearing for some of you as like a family pet, but then for others, this was like your familiar. This was like you really shared like a soul bond. And not that you didn't if it was a family pet, but yeah, I'm just getting like those two different energies. I'm very sorry to hear that. But for some of you, you're adopting a pet. You're either in the process, or some of you, you're going to have an animal just kind of show up in your life. You know, it's going to be one of those like they chose you stories. So if that is something that you have been maybe wondering about, or thinking that maybe you sense, yeah, I would say expect that to, you know, the time frames are different. This is a general reading, but I'm getting for a lot of you, it will be in the next few months. Some of you are getting a new car as well. Someone's like looking at cars. Like, you know, when I say new, I just mean new to you. It doesn't have to be like brand new, but just, yeah, that you're looking at cars, but it's like a step up from what you previously had. And if that's the case, congratulations. Some of you are like really into like dressing vintage. I'm seeing a dress with like, I'm actually seeing my grandmother's dress, which I still have, that has like ostrich feathers on the sleeves, but I wasn't seeing her, I was kind of seeing her dress, but kind of not, but it's that Catherine Delish kind of style. But yeah, some of you are maybe buying one. Maybe it's like something you've wanted to own for a long time, and like you're finally getting it for yourself, which is such a beautiful feeling. So I'm very happy for you if that's the case. For others, maybe this is something you already own, but you're like going to an event, and I see someone like getting ready and like, you know, putting the final touches on their makeup, and, you know, sort of primping and preening and just feeling good about yourself, feeling confident, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm also getting, I don't know, there's a lot, maybe because it's a feather, there's a lot of pet messages. I'm getting that some of you have rabbits as well. I'm seeing a white rabbit in particular. So I don't know if, oh, now of course this makes me think Alice in Wonderland, so that might be significant for some of you, either the books or the movies. Maybe in a Jefferson airplane. Okay, we'll leave the channel messages there. I am gonna wash my hands and then I will return to this reading. Okay, I'm back. Now, I already shuffle all of my cards. Just give me a reversal again. Sorry, this deck, I swear, it just wants to give me reversals. Yeah, I shuffle all the decks several times before I hit record, but I feel like it's also useful to just kind of see what your reader is doing in real time, because this is not the same as getting a personal reading, in-person reading. Okay, source. For my pile ones in September of 2022. Now these messages are timeless, but for our purposes we are asking about September. Can you give us one card, please? Tell us what is in store for group 1 in September regarding love. Okay, I wasn't sure if I wanted... Yeah, it wants to be upright. 4 of Wands. Beautiful. And source, what is in store for group 1 in September around work? 7 of Cups. We'll get clarifiers. And what is in store for group 1 around friends and family? The Magician, or the Magus. Beautiful. Okay. So can you please clarify the 4 of Wands? The 9 of Pentacles. Very interesting. And can you clarify the 7 of Cups, please? Prince of Pentacles, or Knight. Yes, Knight of Pentacles. And can you clarify the Magus, please? Oh. 10 of Triax. Holy crap. Holy shit, that's powerful. Okay, we got an extra one here. 5 of Cups. Can you clarify the 5 of Cups, please? Source. 7 of Wands. Okay. Alright, let's start with what we got here. Okay, so the first one we asked about was love. We got the 4 of Wands, clarified by the 9 of Pentacles. So what I'm getting from this is, for a lot of you, I feel like I'm talking more to my singles here than to if you're already in a relationship. I'll get to that part, but I feel like the strongest message is for singles here, because to me this is very much about, you know, 4 of Wands is about community. It's also about like your home life, and I feel like for a lot of you this is about finding a home for yourself that you feel is more stable. And with the 9 of Pentacles, you know, that is the card of sovereignty, and so I'm seeing this as really being you on your own, like creating an environment for yourself. And I'm strongly getting where you live, but this really could pertain to anything. Like, but because it's in the context of love, I feel like it's you getting really clear on what you want, like what you want in a relationship, what you don't want, and having much like clearer boundaries around yourself. You're really like protecting your fire and your spirit here, and using your intuition to do it. Like you see the blue cloud around here, and this is just like the 4 elements here, right? And it's just, again, that sense of balance and groundedness and having those clear boundaries, and that is what is helping you to like create this situation for yourself where you are surrounding yourself with things that inspire you and make you happy. And I think this is what is going to, if you are single and you are hoping to meet someone or connect with a certain person, I feel like this is what is going to help put you into the right vibration, to really attract what it is that you're looking for. Because so there might still be, September might not be the month that you necessarily like initiate things with this person, but you might be meeting someone, or for someone, if you do have someone that you've already met that you have in mind, you could be, there could be like a more ease of communication there, or just like a deepening of the communication or the relationship. But I feel like I'm really getting the energy that September is kind of like more of a month of foundation and formation. And then I'm really strongly getting that in the autumn is when this is really going to start to like take shape in a much more solid way. And now for those of you who are in relationships, what I'm getting is, I'm getting pretty much the same message from this card is, for a lot of you that are in relationships where both of you have been putting in a lot of work and really like working on yourselves and healing yourselves, what's coming in September is like you're both going to be comfortable. Maybe in the past there was a lot more like insecurity, and the connection just felt a bit more unstable, or like just that you were both sort of triggering each other's insecurities unintentionally. And what I'm getting from this is that there's a lot more stability coming in, and part of how you're achieving that is really by each of you paying a bit more attention to your own needs and your own interests, and having that time, having a better balance between like the time and the things that you do together and the things that you pursue on your own. And it's having that greater sense of individuality again that's actually going to really help to make things a lot healthier between you, and just create a much more grounded and balanced dynamic between you. And and this goes not just for couples, but for my polys out there too, because I'm definitely seeing that with this. I know a lot of readings tend to be very not just heteronormative, not just cis het, but also very much about just like monogamous couples. So I try to be inclusive. I know that language just, it can be difficult to break, right? But you gotta keep trying. So yeah, I'm just really seeing that it's a greater sense of independence is actually what is helping to bring you closer together. So that's really beautiful, and it's I can feel just a really lovely, like, solid, stable energy. And, for those of you where this is not the case and you feel like you're going in the opposite direction, or maybe you feel like you're the only one who's really, like, doing a lot of inner work, it might be time to sit down and talk to your person or people, and have an honest conversation about, like, what it is that you want, or what your needs are, or if you, or just your expectations, whatever it is. I feel like this for you is more of that sense of having that grounding and having enough clarity on what it is that you want to really be able to communicate that in a healthy way, and a balanced way, and really like have an open, honest conversation, but that you know, depending on how that conversation goes, then the decision is up to you as to like whether you think this is something you can continue to work on or not. Um, but I feel like if this is something that you've been feeling really unsure of and really like cloudy about, then this is, I feel like in September you're going to have a lot more clarity, and it's really going to, you know, or maybe it's something you've really been dreading making a decision on. And yeah, I'm just hearing like in September you're just going to feel that bit more grounded and that bit more clear on like what you want to do and how. And again, this just entirely depends on how, you know, for each of you, where your partner is at, and if you feel like you can still, you know, meet each other in the middle. But okay, so that's what I'm getting for love. Let us move on now to work. Now, we have the Seven of Cups, which is all about confusion. So I'm getting that some of you so I'm getting different things. So for some of you, you're in a job and you're not really sure if you want to stay or not. Maybe some of you are actively looking for other things, but I'm getting that, you know, you haven't necessarily seen anything super promising yet. But that absolutely keep trying. And something, I mean, this is being clarified by the Prince of Discs, otherwise known as the Knight of Pentacles, right? So, okay, so some of you are in a job and you're kind of, I'm hearing, do I stay, should I stay or should I go by the Clash? And for others of you, you're you might be looking for a job, but it's not necessarily like a job you really want, but it's a job that you know will like make you the money that you need to be making, right? And so you kind of have mixed feelings about this. And obviously, this depends on your situation. I mean, for some of you, you are going to get this job. And I mean, I think you'll be happier than you think you will in the short term. It's not gonna be like your favorite, but it's not gonna be the worst either. And I'm hearing that like you are gonna get some like positives out of it that you weren't expecting, or you're gonna find like little perks to it that you wouldn't have expected. So there are gonna be yeah, like unexpected little positives along the way. I'm not getting the sense that this is one that you're going to stay in super long term or anything, but it is going to help you to, I'm hearing, get on your feet, or just like to get that bit more stability that you've been needing. And for those of you who, you know, I'm hearing for some of you, like you might be in debt. So for those of you who are, like, this is going to help you start to pay stuff down and maybe like feel a bit more stable, and you know, not have that hanging over your head, because it is incredibly stressful, right? Like I think any American I think every American has been in debt at some point in their lives, or probably multiple points in their lives, and for many just always. So, but yeah, with this Knight of Pentacles, I mean, the Knight of Pentacles is all about like persistence and hard work and a bit of drudgery. As if I'm, you know, that's a word it's not a word I normally associate with it, but I guess I kind of unconsciously do. But it's just putting in the work to get to where you need to go, and it's not always pretty or pleasant, but they still end up where they need to be, right? And, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is also about patience, and So with the Seven of Cups, it could feel, there are times like things might feel really overwhelming, and either with just at work itself, like your job might make you feel really overwhelmed at times and confused, and like there's just way too much going on. You might be doing, a couple of you might be doing literally like two jobs at once. You might be like covering someone else's job and doing your own on top of that. And I'm hearing if that is the case, like you probably don't, I'm hearing that a lot of you don't really feel very appreciated for it either, which also sucks, so I'm sorry. But again, I'm getting that even if things feel, September work-wise might feel a little uncomfortable, but you're gonna come out more stable than you were going in. So I hope that helps. Okay, so now we will move on to friends and family. So we have the Magus or Magician. So a lot of you are really transforming your relationship. You're really like multiple relationships with the people around you. So yeah, I'm like there's so many different scenarios and so many different ways that these things play out just in an individual's life. And so doing a group reading, it's like multiples upon multiples. I'm gonna have to be super general, right? But a good time to remind you, if you want a more specific reading, you can email me, bernietimestarot@gmail.com, for a personal reading. I can send you my price list. I also do custom readings, so depending on what your situation is, we can always like work out something that's just for you and what you want to know. So, clarifying the Magician, we have the 10 of Triax, and again, Triax is an additional suit in this deck, and it is the suit of spirit, and this is 10, and we had 2 10s in our daily pick a card today, which ended up being 3 cards, and so yeah, some of you who are watching this might resonate with today's reading. Today's the 25th of August. Again, the messages are timeless, but yeah, whenever you see it is when, if it resonates for you, then it's for you. So yeah, 10 of Triax is like this real pinnacle of this like perfect balance between just what I was talking about yesterday as well, like the balance between the spiritual and the material, right? Because you have like the yellow ether, but then you have this vine growing here, right? So it's literally those two elements together, and that harmony between them. And so what I'm getting from this is like a lot of you are really transforming your relationships, but it's because you're transforming your approach to relationships. And I love that in this interpretation, because traditionally in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the Magician has the 4 suits, like the 4 tools on the table, but in this one there's actually the 5th one, which represents the Triax suit. So you have all the different suits here, but you also have the snake and the fire, so it's this very like Promethean sort of image. And then again you have like the balance of the 2 orbs here, which kind of reminds me of the 2 of Pentacles. So yeah, I'm just getting that you're transforming them because you are transforming within yourself. You're transforming how you like approach relationships, how you approach communication, how like the things that you expected people and the things that you want to or are willing to do in return. It's just, I feel like a lot of you, especially if you maybe have had like if you have dealt with a lot of like codependent relationships in your life, especially if you like grew up in a family where those types of relationships were normalized, I'm seeing that a lot of you are really finally learning how to like draw some internal boundaries for yourself. And So, again, like the way that this plays out for each relationship and each person individually is going to vary greatly, because it just depends on the people involved and the situation. But what I'm getting is that this is giving you a lot more clarity on like who you want to deepen your relationship with, and who you may no longer wish to have a connection with, or you might just wish to really change the connection. And so for some of you, yeah, again, depending on the person, for some of you, like you're really going to be healing some of your connections and growing a lot closer, and maybe like reaching a level of honesty with each other that you haven't been able to achieve before. But then for others, it might be that like, that might be your aim, but that person might not be capable of reciprocating that. And so, but you will have the courage and the wherewithal to say like, well, that is unfortunate. It's unfortunate because that is what I am, that is what I need out of a relationship. And if you cannot provide that, then maybe we shouldn't have a relationship. Or at the very least, just greatly, I'm hearing low contact. So for some of you, it might be going low or no contact, particularly if you're dealing with someone who, these words get so overused. But I'm hearing, especially for anyone who has like a narcissistic family member, or members, plural, depending on your situation, you may be going no or low contact with them. And I absolutely do not judge anyone for going no contact. You have the right to preserve your own mental health, especially when it comes to people going no contact with parents. They face a lot of judgment, like harsh judgment for that. And I think, that gets overly normalized. Like, if someone is abusive, they're abusive, and you have the right to protect yourself regardless of your relationship to them. So, I just felt the need to throw that out there. So, okay. So, that's relationships. Then we had this randomer pop out. It was the 5 of Cups. So again, I'm getting this has more to do with like it could be a romantic relationship too, but I really didn't get that from the love reading. So this, I'm getting, it could be family, or it could be friends, or any group that you have like deep roots with. And it was clarified with the 7 of Wands, right? So I feel like, again, some of you are really, maybe in September, you might feel like with certain people, it's a real like push and pull situation. And you might feel like it's a struggle for you to maintain your boundaries with a certain person or people. But I'm really seeing, like, if you're able to stay grounded, like, you will manage this. You have, I'm looking at these wands, right? And these aren't, is this ever going to focus? They're not just wands like in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. These are tools. These are magical tools, right? And this has like, these have crystals in the top of them, like those are onks. And then we have the snake coiled around them, so it's like, this is like, I'm hearing like divine protection, or at the very least, it's, this is you really, I'm hearing energetic sovereignty. So, it might not always feel easy, but I'm getting that a lot of you are really learning how to protect your own energy a lot better in September. You are learning how to stay more grounded. I am hearing hematite, so some of you might use, you might use crystals for grounding. But yeah, I'm hearing hematite very specifically. I mean, there's all kinds of different ones that are good for grounding. Yeah, I'm hearing hematite, iolite, shungite, and black obsidian. And unakite. So, let us get a couple of oracles. Sorry, like I said, I have been spaced out, tranced out since this afternoon. It's, I have those days. And this has been one of them where, yeah, it's like Source just has me in a freaking trance. Okay. Source, what message do you have for group 1 around love in September? You're very close to achieving your goal, gibbous moon. Lovely. So, and we have the new moon in Virgo on the 27th. And so, yeah, once we pass through the dark moon and get to the new moon, well, it's considered a gibbous once it passes the halfway mark. So, what, mid-September? So yeah, some things might be changing for you around mid-September. And let us get a Work Your Light oracle card. What message do you have for good one for September 2022? Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. I love this card. So again, just what I was talking about with energetic sovereignty, having clearer boundaries, and part of that is just staying grounded, and part of, a big way to stay grounded is to dance or just to, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but anything that helps you to like shake up your energy, that helps you feel more in your energy, makes you feel more like yourself, and especially anything that involves like physical movement where you're not necessarily, I mean, for some of you, you might really enjoy gaming and that might be it for you, but I'm really getting more things where you're not using your logical brain, you're just sort of feeling into an energy, whether that's like through needing to maintain your balance or coordination or whatever it is, but it just that feeling of just shutting off like that more logical part of your brain, because that's that real Virgo energy, right? Because Virgo is Mercury rules, it's that very cerebral energy, but I'm really hearing it's about like shutting that off for a while and just like being in your body. That is what is going to help you to just stay in this flow, and the more you're able to do that, then the clearer you'll be able to see this when it starts to take shape in your life. So I hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to give a like, follow, whatever it is. You can follow me on Instagram. I do daily card and channeled songs, and I am going to be posting more YouTube content soon. So stay strong, stay open, and I'll see you next time. Hello, my pile twos. If you picked the Selenite Palmstone, then this is your reading. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one card each for love, work, and friends and family, and I'll get clarifiers, and I will also, we'll see what songs want to come out, and then we will get you a numerology and a work your light oracle card. So, and I'm going to start with channel messages. I'm seeing like a really bright blue, like folding chair type of thing. So I don't know, some of you may have been to the beach recently or been on some kind of picnic. It's one of those like kind of camping chairs. Maybe you were camping. Yeah, I'm seeing someone like packing up a car as well. So some of you may be in the process of moving, or maybe you're about to move. I'm also seeing a car with a sunroof, and like the sunroof is open, but it's nighttime. You can see like the sky. You can see the stars through the sunroof. I'm seeing cacti. Some of you may maybe you're camping in the desert, or have been to the desert recently, or maybe you're planning a trip. I'm also seeing like a red shirt, like kind of not sleeveless, but like really short sleeves, like kind of linen-y, I guess. I don't know. Maybe some of you own a shirt like that, or were talking to someone recently who was wearing a shirt like that. I'm seeing hibiscus flowers, so some of you might be, maybe you were drinking hibiscus tea, or again, maybe some of you have been talking about Hawaii or want to go to Hawaii, or maybe you've just been seeing a lot of hibiscus flowers around and they have a personal meaning for you. So if any of those messages resonated, then just take that as extra confirmation that this reading is for you. But even if none of them did, it doesn't mean that this isn't for you. So let us start, shall we? So, Source, can you please give us one card, please? What is in store for Group 2 this September when it comes to love? September 22. The 8 of Swords. Okay, we're going to get clarifiers. And can you please get one card? What is in store for Group 2 in September regarding work? Ooh, the sun. That's a switch. Okay. And what is in store for them in September around friends and family? Oh, that one. That's reversed. We have the hangman, the hanged one, reversed. Interesting. Okay. Sirs, can you please clarify the 8 of Swords? Prince of Cups or Knight of Cups. Interesting. And can you clarify the Sun, please? Eight of Pentacles. Lovely. That is literally the work card. That is also a Virgo card. It's Virgo season, and I'm a Virgo moon, so I think I'm just extra sensitive to that energy. And can you please clarify the Hanged Universe? So we have the Six of Swords, but I can't seem to decide which way it wants to go, so I'm gonna put it on its side. Okay. Oh, we have the Fool on the bottom of the deck. That's very interesting. Oh, and Strength behind that. So, and the Emperor. Okay. So, when it comes to love, we have the Eight of Swords. So this is your insecurities. This is your fears. So what I'm getting is that a lot of you are really working through these, because the clarifier is the Knight of Cups, right? And so what I'm getting from that is like you're really starting to process a lot of the ways that your insecurities have held you back when it comes to love and romantic relationships, how it has affected your perception of certain events or people or situations. And I'm getting that this is you kind of like learning. I mean, no one's perfect. Everyone has insecurities. That's totally normal, right? So it's not about like, you know, you have to have no insecurities to be lovable or anything like that. But it's just, I'm getting that a lot of these fears, whether conscious or subconscious, that have maybe held you back in a lot of ways, or have really like, I'm hearing impinged on other parts of your life even, you know, not just when it comes to romance, but these sort of self-imposed cages that we like keep ourselves in sometimes. I'm hearing like you're finally starting to see the bars, like you're, you know, because a lot of times we can have all of these unconscious beliefs and we've sort of imprisoned ourselves without even realizing it. And so, yeah, what I'm getting is a lot of you are working through some of that and really starting to like interrogate your own thinking on certain things, and particularly when it comes to yourself and just the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you judge yourself, the way that you treat yourself. I'm hearing like a lot of you are just learning how to be much, much kinder to yourselves and much more like gentle with yourselves. And that is in turn enabling you to be more gentle with others, right? And how to, I'm hearing, drop your guard easier with others, particularly for those of you who grew up in families where it was like considered shameful to show too much emotion, or where you were shamed for showing too much emotion. And you know, as always, I'm looking at my masculines out there, because we all know like you know, a lot of people who are like socialized as male, there's a lot more stigma attached to like being emotional and showing your emotion. And so a lot of people end up having to like work through that stuff as adults, because they internalize so much of that. And you know, and I'm hearing it's like okay, so this isn't love related, but I'm getting that some of you are finally maybe like seeking professional help, like for your mental health. And maybe that's something that you've really resisted doing because you had a lot of like shame and stigma around it in your family growing up. And excuse me, and I'm hearing that like for a lot of you, it's not even that you would judge, like you don't judge other people for needing that, yet there has been a part of you that has unconsciously judged yourself. And so that has prevented you from really like seeking this out in a meaningful way. And so I'm hearing that like that kind of final layer of resistance is finally being dropped, and so you're allowing yourself to need help, right? And to need professional help. And so but that's what's enabling you. And if you are seeking professional help, I'm getting that for most of you, it actually is very beneficial, right? And if you have sought it out and you are not connecting with like your therapist or whatever it is that you're, whatever form that this takes. It doesn't have to be talk therapy. There's many different ways to address mental health issues, but I'm getting that, yeah, if you find you're not resonating with that person, you feel like you've just given it an honest chance, like keep looking, right? It's just like anything else. Sometimes you have to shop around. So don't be afraid to do that and really find someone that can genuinely help you and understand you, right? But I'm getting that for most of you, you have or you will be. And this is really helping you to like soften. Again, this keeps coming up is this, we have air and water here. So we have this super like cerebral, like over analytical, like overly judgmental energy here, and then here we have like just this soft flow of emotion, right, with water. And so I'm seeing that it's like easing into this energy is really, again, like it's putting you in a much better vibration just within yourself, just in your own mind. And that is really going to help like open up an energetic space around you to like meet someone who matches that vibration. And I'm seeing, like, I'll get to this, non-romantic relationship part of the reading, but I'm hearing that like this is affecting all your relationships. It's not just in romance, but it's definitely going to help you to attract people that are much better suited to you and that have like just a much more what's the word I'm hearing, natural affinity with, people where you just understand each other in a much more organic, like natural way. And maybe that was something you didn't have before because you didn't fully understand yourself, or you had this unconscious belief that like no one could understand you or would understand you, or maybe that you didn't deserve that. And clearing through that again is just helping you to like raise yourself to like another level, energetically. Okay. So work-wise, we have the sun. I mean, holy shit, right? Like, I don't even know if you get a more positive card in a work rate, maybe 10 of Pentacles, but you're really on your game. Like, for those of you who maybe are looking for work or not feeling fully satisfied in work, I'm hearing like a lot of you are going to be finding a job that you really like and enjoy, one where you feel your talents are really being put to good use. And then for others, even if you're in a job that you're not particularly passionate about, but it pays the bills or whatever, but I'm hearing that you're either going to be taking on something that is going to challenge you a little. So for those of you who've been feeling like really bored and like things are very repetitive, you're gonna have like a new challenge, and it's something that you're gonna, might be frustrating at times, might piss you off at times, but it's gonna be something that you find engaging and challenging, and that's really what you need. And then for others, it's just like you're just vibing, like you are the one that people are going to help figure shit out. Like you're just on point in September, and people are gonna notice, like, you can't not notice the sun, right? And so some of you might be getting like an award or some kind of recognition at work, and some of you are going to be getting a raise as well. We have the Eight of Pentacles here, and the Eight of Pentacles is like, just again, it's that Virgo energy. It's hard work, it's diligence, but it's also like craftsmanship and being an artisan. So especially for my creatives out there, this is like doing hard work, but also being able to really see the results, and having something that you really enjoy and are proud of. And or some of you might be learning a new skill, right? So you might be expanding your skill set, and that is going to go really well, even if it might take a little while to get going, or you might feel a bit frustrated in the beginning, but stick with it because you're actually going to find that you're better at it than you think you will be. And again, like some of this might just be through diligence and just pure stubbornness. For others, this might be something that just comes very naturally to you, and might just open up these other avenues that you weren't expecting, because it's not something you necessarily thought you would take to so quickly or so easily. And it might create a new revenue stream for you as well, for some of you. But yeah, whether it comes easily or whether you have to work a bit harder for it, this is something that is going to pay off for you, whether it's in creating a new revenue stream or just adding another skill to your skill set that is going to make you, especially for those of you who are like looking for a job or a new job, this new skill is going to like make you a lot more appealing to the places that you're applying to, and will really like give you a lot more leverage. So, okay, for friends and family, we have the Hangman reversed, clarified by the Six of Swords. Going a bit lopsided, a bit sideways. So, some of you might be feeling a bit stuck in some of your current relationships in September. I'm going to get one more clarifier, though, because this is not very clear at all. With the Hanged Man in reverse, what I'm getting, though, is, obviously the Hanged One traditionally would represent, like, a change in perspective. And with it reversed, what I'm getting is that you've already had a change in perspective, but you're maybe feeling a bit stuck, like, so you have this clarity now, and you're kind of like seeing things in a different way. So again, this is a general reading, so for some of you this is like you might be seeing things in a much more positive way, and then for others it might be in a much more negative way, but you're having this new perspective, but you're maybe still feeling unsure about what to do with that perspective, and like what actions to take or not take, or how to proceed. So you're still like working through some of that, and I think that's why we have the Six of Swords on its side, because of course the Six of Swords is a rite of passage card, and it's all about like leaving something behind. But of course leaving something behind that is like rough and choppy, and then moving towards something that is actually more peaceful and better suited to you. But it is still like implies a painful or difficult transition. So, Source, can you please clarify this Six of Swords and Hanged One reversed, please? Please clarify. Pile 2 in there. Yeah, the Two of Swords. Okay, so again, this is all about like making a decision and just really needing to go within. So again, it's that Hanged One energy. So and traditionally you have the person that's holding the Two Swords is blindfolded, and you can see the moon behind them. So this person's in meditation, right? But it also can, and I was talking about feeling stuck, and Two of Swords it can have that air of stagnancy, because like sooner or later this person has to like put them down and move, right? They can't just stay like that. The swords are perfectly balanced, but like at some point they have to decide, right? They can't just stay that way forever. So I'm getting that September, it might not see a ton of progress. You're still working through things. You're still sorting through things. And coming back to this Eight of Swords energy, don't judge yourself for that. Don't put a ton of pressure on yourself for that. Just let things unfold the way that they need to unfold. Like you're still working through a lot of stuff. You're still like sorting through a lot of things mentally, emotionally, right? Like literally, mentally and emotionally, you're still processing. So don't be overly judgmental towards yourself. If you're in a situation where someone's like demanding an answer from you, if you don't have one, then just be honest about that. Like, don't feel, don't pressure yourself, and don't allow yourself to be pressured by others. Take the time that you need, because I'm getting that for a lot of you, these are like major decisions. And, really like changing in a fundamental way some really like key relationships in your life. And we have this snake wrapped around them here, right? Which is rebirth, right? Which is transformation. And so, and this person, like the snake, doesn't look that happy, right? Like, it's a bit of a struggle. So yeah, if you need to just stay in limbo for a bit longer, then that's what you need to do, right? So take your time. Okay, and I mean, we have the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck, right? Which again is all about overthinking and overanalyzing. So, yes, you have stuff to sort through, but the less that you like criticize yourself and judge yourself about it, the easier it'll be to actually sort through it. Because the more that you put yourself in a space of, the more you criticize yourself, the more you doubt yourself, and the more you doubt yourself, the less clear your decisions are, and the longer it's going to take to actually figure out what the hell you want to do, or how you even feel about certain things, if that's the space that you're in. So, and then under that we have the Prince of Triax, right? So it's like much more harmonious energy. And we have this harp here, and so it's all about like a sense of harmony and balance, right? But you've got to get through this energy first. Get through that. Like I said, don't judge yourself, and things will become more clear. So, Source, can we please get that analogy card here? What message do you have for Group 2 Source for September 2022? What message do you have for them? Now we got 2. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. And of course, we are 2 days away from a new moon in Virgo, which is a fellow earth sign of Taurus. And step out of your comfort zone, North Node. And of course, the North Node is in Taurus right now, until next June. So again, I mean, just what I was saying about, allowing yourself to take a different approach, to shed some old, shame around, particularly when it comes to mental health is what I'm getting for a lot of you, but this could apply to other things in your life as well. And that is affecting the way that you relate to certain people in your life. And so that might be why we have some of this, this stagnant energy here, because you're still processing all of this. But this, I feel, is just a reminder from Source that, the more you step out of your comfort zone, and the more that you learn how to just meet yourself where you're at, and really embody yourself, and hold yourself and the people around you to a higher standard in terms of just how you want to be treated by others, and how you treat others in return, that is going to bring a whole new level of grounding and stability and prosperity to your life, right? And Taurus is the second house. I would say see what planets you have in your second house. Taurus is all about, Aries is about the formation of the self. Taurus is about how that self then interacts with their environment. It's the things that we value. It's the things that we own, the things that we enjoy, the things that we work towards. And it is very much also about what we enjoy with our senses, right? So again, going back to that grounding energy I was talking about. Let's see what the Work Your Light Oracle has to say. I'm so tranced out. Holy shit. Okay. Source, what message do you have for group 2 for September 2022? I can't make this shit up. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. So, and it's interesting because this is all about stepping out of your comfort zone, and this is all about getting grounded. So again, the more you're able to get grounded and stay grounded, and part of that is like working through this Eight of Swords energy and getting to like a healthier place, like emotionally, internally. And I'm hearing like you know, for those of you who felt like very up and down emotionally recently, this is like things smoothing out a bit more, and just again like having that grounding. And so the more you feel grounded within yourself, the more comfortable you are taking risks and stepping outside of your comfort zone, because you know, you don't feel like your value rests on other people's opinions or reactions to you, and so you feel a lot more just confident to just try new things and do new things. And doing those things, you know, whether they always turn out to be what you hoped or not, but just the act of striving and taking that chance and doing that is also going to in turn give you more confidence and help you feel more grounded, because you know shit. Oh, okay. Sorry. My camera was shutting off. Because you know that you know that you have the power to face your fears and to try things, and you know, and again, like even if they don't always go exactly how you hoped, that's almost beside the point in a lot of cases. It's just the fact that you did it, that you tried it, right? So that's a really beautiful message. I love that. So I hope this resonated for you. Of course, if it did, please feel free to like, subscribe, follow. You can follow me on Instagram. I do daily pick-a-cards and channeled songs and messages. I am going to be posting more stuff on YouTube. You can also follow me on Spotify. I have tarot-themed playlists. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, email me burningtimestarot@gmail.com. I will send you my price list, and I also do custom readings. So depending on what your situation is, we can always work out a custom reading for you. So as always, stay strong, stay open, and I will see you next time. Hello, my loves. If you are pile 3, you chose the Seashell, so this is your pile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one card each for love, work, and friends and family relationships, and I will get clarifiers. And then we're going to see if any songs come out during the reading, and then we will get a couple of oracle cards for you, and then that will be it. So oh yeah, so I'm going to start with channel messages with the Seashell. So let's see. So I'm getting from this pile, a lot of you are fellow intuitives as well, so some of you may read tarot or do some sort of divination. I'm seeing that some of you are learning candle magic. Like scrying with candles. Some of you are learning how to read tea leaves as well. I'm also seeing like a baseball. Some of you may have been to a baseball game recently, or something with like an actual baseball. So I don't know, maybe some of you have like a dog that likes to chew on a baseball. But I'm just seeing like the red stitching. I'm also seeing like these woven lines, like real kind of 70s, like bamboo or something. Blinds. So I don't know, maybe some of you are like redecorating. Maybe you always wanted to do more like vintage in your house, in your place, and you're finally like able to, you're finally like getting more of a collection together. I'm seeing mushrooms here as well, so some of you may have done mushrooms recently, or you just really enjoy cooking with mushrooms. Hopefully you don't put mushrooms on your cereal. That's a Museum of Home Video reference. I don't know, I keep hearing the word sconce. So some of you are definitely redecorating and you're very concerned with your lighting. Okay, so we'll leave it there. If any of that resonated with you, just take it as extra confirmation that this is your reading. If none of them did, don't worry about it. Like, there still might be tons of messages in here for you. So, let's see what we've got here. Source. And I shuffle all my decks several times before I hit record, but I also just like to shuffle once or twice on camera. Source. What is in store for Group 3 in September 2022? You're going to love this. Okay, so we got the Magus, or the Magician, and we also got the Six of Triax. That's very interesting. I have to get another clarifier for that one. Source, what is in store for Group 3, September 2022, when it comes to work? We have the Four of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. And what is in store for Group 3 when it comes to friends and family relationships in September 2022? Okay. Interesting. So you have the Separator in reverse, but the Separator is actually a really misleading name for this card. So, all right, let's get some clarifiers. Of course, you're my intuitive pile. It's like the most obtuse one. Sirs, can you please clarify the Magus and Six of Triax, please? Oh, Prince of Wands. Interesting. Okay, let's. And can you please clarify the Four of Pentacles reversed? Oh, that's too many. One card, please, Source. Clarify the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Interesting. And can you please clarify the Separator reversed, Source? Ten of Cups. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. So, love-wise, we have the Magician. Again, the Magician showed up in another pile. So, I won't give it away. But if you felt attracted to another pile, no, I believe it was Group 1. So I'll just say, if you felt drawn to Group 1 and you couldn't decide, then there's probably some messages for you in there as well. So we have the Magician, clarified by the Six of Triax, clarified by the Knight of Wands. So yeah, I feel like a lot of you are really transforming your romantic relationships. If you are, I'm getting like strong couple energy from this. So you're either like transforming your romantic relationship, or for my singles, you're transforming your approach, right? And what it is that you want to attract to you. So I mean, here we have like, I feel like a lot of you, you're already in a place where you're quite clear on what you want, on your boundaries, like you know what you bring to the table in a relationship. And you know, again, like it's totally normal for people to have insecurities, and that's fine, but I feel like you have a lot of you have like reached a new level of balance between like being able to properly identify what is like your fear or insecurity, but also yeah, balancing that out with confidence and with like a knowledge and appreciation for yourself and for like the things that you bring to a relationship. And so, you know, because the Six of Triax is, again, this is an extra suit in this deck, and it pertains to spirit. And Six of Triax is like letting other like outside forces affect you too much, right? So this is like, again, so if you are intuitive, if you are empathic, you know, in the past in a lot of your relationships, maybe like things have been a little bit codependent, or you just have maybe either given too much, or just let the other person's like opinion of you or point of view on things just sort of like rule the relationship. And maybe you haven't like given yourself enough space, or maybe been with people who have not really respected you or your voice or your opinions, and just haven't really demonstrated any I wouldn't say any, but maybe people who just weren't really, because I'm getting for a lot of you, you're very mindful about your partner's needs, right? And maybe you haven't really experienced like being with someone who is as mindful about your needs, right? And so I'm getting that for a lot of you, like this is that Knight of Wands energy is like that fieriness, right? And that feistiness, and being like, no, you know what? This is what I want, this is what I deserve, and this is what I'm gonna hold out for, is what I'm hearing. So that might be for you singles. Now, for those of you who are in relationships, what I'm getting is that, you know, so I'm getting like two different storylines, because for some of you, you are, you and your partner are maybe both healing some things, and you're really like experiencing like a renewed sense of passion and desire, and having like that renewed spark between you, and really yeah, because you're like setting healthier boundaries with each other. So again, like this is resonating a lot with, I think, group one, where it's that sense of like, because you have better boundaries, you're actually, you know, it's that sort of, where it almost seems counterintuitive, but by pulling away slightly, you're actually getting closer, because you're allowing each other to like inhabit yourselves in a more individual way outside of the connection. And so yeah, for some of you, like this is really positive, and it's like a new chapter. For others though, it's like where this is not budging, if this is still the energy, and like you're having trouble breaking out of that, or your partner is, or it's just for whatever reason, like you haven't been able to break out of this pattern with each other, then I'm getting that this Knight of Wands is like, it's that clarity and that sort of fire and drive to just be like, well, you know, some of you might be putting your foot down and just being like, well, if we can't have like this new beginning, then maybe I need to have a new beginning on my own, is what I'm hearing. So again, like take that as it resonates depending on your situation. And I'm also seeing, like, I'm really noticing again the Magician, you have the snake and you have the fire here, and that's really, you know, I feel like it's like that's hinting at this fire that's to come, right? But first you have to pass through this like dingy water, right? Where like, you know, just these really like messy emotions where nothing is clear, and this Knight is making things clear, and it's giving you that drive and that determination to just say like, this is what I want for myself, you know. Yeah, there's like so much sun energy in this. It's really beautiful. I mean, all the cards that you have, because I mean, these are the work cards, and then these are your family and friends cards. So the sacral, like your root and sacral chakras might be very crucial in September. So I'd say definitely do some like, if you haven't been already, because I'm getting for a lot of you, the reason you're getting these cards is because you have been. But if you haven't been, I would say like I'd highly suggest doing some like root and sacral meditations. For some of you, like I have been getting messages around like a Kundalini awakening. So some of you may be experiencing that in September, or maybe just a deepening of that, because, and again, we have the snake imagery here, and these aren't snakes, but like on the Queen of Wands, they're like these snake-like scrolls here. So yeah, that's for some of you, but that Kundalini awakening is giving you more confidence. Okay, hello, my camera stopped, but at least I saw it as it happened. So this Kundalini awakening is giving you a lot more confidence. It's making you, you know, it's giving you that extra level of groundedness that is helping you to, again, have this clarity to maybe voice your opinions and your needs and assert yourself in a way that you haven't felt comfortable to in relationships before. Any relationship, but obviously, especially with romantic ones, since that's what we're talking about. And it's also, obviously, there's a sexual component to that. So, I mean, for those of you who are asexual or demisexual, this might not apply. But for a lot of you, you know, this could be like getting in touch with things, getting in touch with things that you're into that maybe like you either didn't, like, I'm hearing didn't notice as much, didn't pay as much attention to, but maybe like, yeah, getting in touch with a side of yourself that you weren't as in touch with before, or maybe you know, in pile one, there was like a lot of messages around like stigma and shame around certain things. So maybe for some of you, maybe you have some like kinks or fetishes or whatever, you know, just stuff that you want to try. And maybe before it was like a sense of shame that held you back from doing that, either from like broaching the subject with partners, or maybe you, I'm getting for some of you, you might have had a partner that shamed you for something. I'm hearing coming out. So maybe some of you like try to come out to your partner either as like bisexual or pansexual or whatever, you know, or just maybe just coming out in the sense of like sharing something with them that you're into, that you were like maybe unsure about and you felt very judged, or maybe a bit rejected by them. And so I'm hearing like you're healing some of that. And so yeah, this is all just giving you like this greater intensity of connectedness with yourself, and that is enabling you to connect romantically with others on a level that you haven't been capable of before. So that is lovely. Now, Okay, I had to delete some stuff off my phone. I was running out of space. All right. So, for work, what do we have? We have Four of Pentacles reversed. So something feels out of balance here. Um, the Four of Pentacles in this deck is has a different connotation to the Four of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith. Um, so, yeah, at work you might feel like something's out of balance. So I'm hearing like for some of you, it's like you really love your job, but you don't get paid enough. For others, you don't really like your job, but it pays well, so you feel kind of stuck. Or maybe, again, I'm getting this message of like some of you are looking for a job that you're not, it's in like an area that you're not really thrilled about, but you know can make you money, right? So there's some kind of instability here, but then it's clarified by the Queen of Wands. So this is very much about like, again, it's that real sacral chakra energy, and the Queen of Wands is an Aries, although I always kind of associate her with Leo because she also is associated with cats. She's the witch of the tarot as well, right? In Rider-Waite-Smith, she's on her throne. There's a black cat next to her. But yeah, I mean, I'm seeing, so a lot of you, where something is out of balance, September might be the month where things start to come more into balance, and you can even see like these three orbs around them, right? And so I'm getting, it's like, I'm hearing work-life balance. So, the enjoyment, the money, and the challenge, or whatever, however it is, whatever are like the most important things for you in a job, you are like figuring out how to balance these things. So some of you are either like finding a new job, or maybe some of you are finally like starting your own business, or creating just a new opportunity for yourselves. I'm hearing networking, so some of you are like maybe meeting people in September that will positively affect your career, whether through like connecting you to a job or to another person, but it's just, I just keep hearing connection. So, a lot of you, and some of this might just be virtual, but you're learning how to balance these things a lot better in September. Whether that is like balancing your work and your home life, or just creating like a more satisfying environment in your work life, where you feel satisfied on more fronts than you do now. So again, I'm getting like some of you might be attending a formal event as well through work, and so this might be like some sort of award ceremony. Some of you might be receiving some form of recognition, or at least just getting a chance to like enjoy some kind of perk, or some bit of glamour here. I'm hearing glamour. So whether through work or like, I'm getting for a lot of you, this is like a work event. But for some of you, maybe it's just that, like, you're earning a bit more money, so you can, like, go out to somewhere fancier than you would normally go to, But that is what I'm seeing for you in September, which is awesome. So, let us move on to friends and family. So we have the separator in reverse. And again, the separator is a misnomer because it's actually about, like, achieving a greater integration. So the fact that this is reversed, but then again clarified by the 10 of Cups, which is like literally as fulfilling a connection as you can have. So yeah, it's a very similar message to pile 1, where I'm just seeing like you're drawing better boundaries around yourself. You are getting more grounded. I'm getting, again, like that sacral chakra energy. And, you're just like achieving a lot more balance within yourself, and that is changing your approach to your relationship. So, it's changing the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you talk to others, the way that you process other people's actions or words, the way that just the way that you relate to others in general, and just feeling a lot more present and grounded. And because of that, like, just having a lot more clarity, you're moving out of like overthinking or overanalyzing, and that kind of energy, and you're really just moving into like a much more harmonious place. And I'm also hearing, so for those of you where you're like, yeah, but I'm never going to have that type of relationship with so and so, right? I'm hearing radical acceptance. So for some of you, it's not necessarily that like your relationship with this particular individual is suddenly going to be like amazing and wonderful, because it's just not possible with some people, right? But if it is someone that you feel like you have to maintain some kind of relationship with, then I'm seeing it's just there's more of an ease, because you are having that radical acceptance, and you are just kind of accepting things for what they are, and learning how to like better deal with that and manage that. And that is what is actually like giving you a lot more contentment, because you are sort of like, you're not trying to make this into something that it will never be, right? Or you're accepting this person for who they are, and yeah, just I guess accepting, I'm hearing like accepting the limitations of what this relationship can be. Now, again, so that's for some, and then for others, like this is just a much higher level of like communication, and yeah, just really being able to like feel more safe and more open to be fully yourself and share all of yourself, and to know that like the people around you are doing the same in return. And so it's just a really like beautiful energy. So a lot of you are either I'm getting a lot of you are going to be experiencing this with people that you already know, but for some of you it might be that you're meeting a new group of people in September as well, who are soul family for you, and who you just really really relate to in just a really natural way. So that is lovely. So okay, we're gonna get a couple oracle cards for you. I haven't had that many songs come out in this reading, but I've been like a human jukebox all week, so maybe my brain was just like, no, we're not doing both. Okay, source, what messages do you have for group 3 for September? What message do you have for September 2022? Have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. And we have the new moon in Virgo coming up on the 27th, which is in 2 days. And again, these messages are timeless. If you're seeing this after September, it doesn't even matter. If the messages resonate with you, then they're for you. But we are going to have a waxing crescent moon, in about a week or so. So you might start to see some of this starting to take shape already in little ways. But that's lovely. And can we get one? Again, I shuffle all these off camera too, but I feel like it helps to at least give a couple shuffles during the reading. So what message do you have for 3 for September 2022? Break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. I love this card. This is really a beautiful message. So again, it's that Knight of Wands energy. This is the chain. This is the chain. These are some of this. It's an ancestral pattern because it's what you learned from your family, And again, coming back to that message around like stigma or shame. So for those of you who were shamed either for being too emotional or who were shamed for asserting your own needs, right? Because if you grew up in a family that was codependent, or where you were like parentified and expected to like care for the emotional needs of your parents or any of the adults around you, you may, there may have been times where like you have tried to assert your own needs and were called selfish for that, or for not like putting other people first all the time. And so this is like breaking out of that pattern and replacing it with this energy, right? And that feeling of like, I'm hearing fire in your guts. So I don't know if some of you are having some gastrointestinal issues, but I mean, I'm hearing that in like a positive way, right? Where it's having that self-confidence, and I'm getting solar plexus chakra energy as well. And by healing that, you truly are rewriting your future, and you are creating a space for yourself where like you can have these and embody these energies in your life, and really start to like see the things that you've been desiring. Learning how to create those things for yourself in a much more grounded way, but then also just seeing them, some of them just sort of take shape around you because you're in the right energetic space for it. So that's beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was useful for you. If it was, please give a like and a follow. You can follow me on Instagram. I do a daily card along with channeled songs and messages. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be posting more videos. And you can follow me on Spotify. I have tarot themed playlists. And as always, stay strong, stay open, and I will see you next time.